Ocean, what do you think about being in this sardine can, huh? What do you think about it? Yay, everybody, it's me. It's been a long time since I've been on here. I know. A lot of shit's happened. Again. So, of course I couldn't stay on my property any longer. After they took Carter and stuff, and it just got really cold. I had a bunch of squatters on my property. You know, I mean, my neighbors killed all my cats. I mean, there's been just a lot. There was a lot going on. So, we were homeless for a minute there, and then we found a motel room to rent by the week in Grayling, or I mean by the month. So thought, well, this will work for a minute, you know. It was a pretty rat-holey place, and a lot of people warned us about it, but honestly it was all we could afford, so there wasn't much, didn't have a whole lot of choice. So we came there. I never got there until the middle of the month, and I paid for the whole month, thinking that I would have until the next month, like, you know, most places. Gave them all, every penny I had. Then she told me that rent was due again on the 1st, which was only, you know, less than 3 weeks after I moved in, so I went in and paid rent again. Well, in the meantime, me and Val went and got married. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I mean, it wasn't like we had a big wedding or anything. We've been married. We've been together for 22 years, and we just did it legal and changed her name. So my name is Amanda Silvercrow now, and her name is Valerie Silvercrow. So, and that's all good. But anyway, so I went to go pay my rent and told her that I got married, and they assumed I married a man, and I told her I didn't, and that I married Val, and she said, so what, it's you well, first off, it's you some guy, your husband, and the gal that was there, your niece? And I said, no. I said, I married a woman. And she's like, okay, so it's some woman and your niece and you in there, it's gonna cost more money. I said, well, no. I said, I married the girl, that girl. She says, so why'd you tell me she was your niece? And I said, I never did tell her she was my niece. I mean, I don't even think about that anymore. Stop. Oh, dumb dog. So anyways, the dog had to have a little barking fit there. But, so, anyways, she got a big attitude because I got married, and she said, well, I'm not giving you a receipt for this rent in that name until I see it on your driver's license. Well, you know, it takes a couple minutes. Well, a couple days, really, whatever. Like, okay, that's no problem. And I said, well, I hope everything's, you know, I mean, everything's going good. And she said, yeah, everything's good so far. Nobody's really moved in next door to you till just the other day, though. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Well, Ocean's a registered service animal who right now she's not been on her best behavior because she doesn't understand why the hell things are happening like this. I mean, you know, she's trained, she barks when somebody comes to the door, and you know, I mean, it's what they're supposed to do, you know. So but she barely did that even. You know, if somebody had knocked, you know, on a room down the hall or something, she might bark for a minute, but, you know, as soon as we say it was fine or whatever, she could bark. And she never, you know, I've never, the whole time we were there, which we were there exactly a month, exactly 30 days, the whole time we were there, she never went after anyone. She never even met anyone there. You know, but so 2 days later, the dude decides that her husband, which I wasn't sure, it's a maintenance guy, came down, knocked on my door, and said, I need to do an immediate inspection. I mean, not just like a knock, knock, knock. I mean, like bang, 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 you know. Of course, Ocean went ape shit, started barking like crazy, and, you know, I opened the door, and I had a hold of her, and I said, "What? Can I help you?" And he's like, "I need to do an inspection. You need to take that dog. That dog's going to chew me a new asshole," and this and that. And I was like, "No, she's not." I said, "She's only barking because you're at the door, and she doesn't know you, and if you just come in, she'll be fine." "Hell no, I'm not doing that. That dog take a piece out of me and everything." I'm like, okay, well, just a minute, I'll put her in the bathroom. So I did that. I went out in the hallway. He comes out. "That dog's got to go." I said, "Well," I said, "she's a registered service animal, and I was already told that I could." "I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck what she is. I don't care what she's got. I don't care if she wears a fucking, you know, I don't know." He was just like out of control. "I don't give a damn. That's what they said, and that's the way it is." And I said, "Well," he says, "you're just racking up complaints." I said, "Okay, well, I just paid my rent like day before yesterday, and, you know, there was no complaints. I just wondered." "I don't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. Don't kill the messenger. I'm not here. That's what I'm saying. 7 days. Get the fucking dog out of here, or you can go too." And like really yelling at me. I mean, I wasn't even, honest to God, I wasn't even yelling. I was just trying to be passive, because I mean, this is all we got, the only place we had. I just gave him every penny for rent for the next month, which shouldn't even have been, it wasn't even due for over a week. But, and when she handed me the receipt, I was like, why do I still owe money? I don't understand. Well, because it doesn't matter when you pay your rent. It's, if you move in on the 30th and it's due on the 1st, you still owe another $600 that day. I'm like, wait a minute. How are you going to kick someone out before me, take their rent money for the month, and then expect me to pay their rent money for the month too, you know? So, I mean, obviously some scam's going on. She's like, there's no refunds, all that. I was like, okay. She said, no late charges either, but no refunds. I'm like, okay. So then I walk out of there, and they're saying I still owed more than what I did. And, but I, you know, it was someplace warm. And, I put everything else I had in storage, so. Anyways, so 2 days later, well, by that point I realized that we had to get out of there, and because I'm not getting rid of my dog, because he told me he had to do an inspection. Of course, after he told me to get rid of Ocean, or he would have to come in there and shoot her, pretty much. I mean, he didn't say I'm going to shoot her. He just said, well, if I come in your room and she's in here and comes after me, she's not going to be here. You know, so shoot her, turn her in, I don't know. So I knew I had to go. So then 2 days ago, the next thing, I get a knock on my door. Ocean didn't even really bark. I went outside to talk to the dude. "What are you going to do with your fucking dog?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing what you said. You know, we're going to go." And I said, "I just wondered if I could get the number of the owner so I could call about my rent or whatever, you know, and find out what these, he says, do you understand that this is a fucking motel? This isn't a fucking apartment. I said, well, I'm paying for it like an apartment. I signed an apartment thing. I don't give a fuck what you signed. This is a fucking apartment. You can leave in 7 days or you can leave right now. Maybe that's what you understand is right now. And I mean, I'm saying it calmly right now, but it wasn't anything calm. He had me backed straight up in a corner, spitting in my face. You know, all I could do was stare at the fucking swastika on his neck. I felt like I was gonna faint. I'm not somebody who just sits there and takes shit. I just had to sit there and take it. Brought up a lot. Anyways, so of course after all this, you know, I mean, it was worse than all that. I had no doubt in my mind that he wouldn't have cared less to fucking punch me in the nose. In fact, it seemed like he was trying to hold back. And, you know, it wasn't about my dog. And, I can't understand why somebody gives a shit about two fucking old ladies, what the fuck they do. I mean, I don't know, when I came out and as a lesbian, and I never got that shit, or else I didn't pay attention to it or whatever, man. It's like the grayer my hair gets, the worse I get treated, and I don't get it. The mentality up here, up in northern Michigan, yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, it's nothing but a bunch of Trump worshippers, and I mean, you know, it's like he gave them a license to just fucking treat anybody shitty, and, you know, the police are corrupt, and I mean, you know, my friends, oh, call the cops, you should, for what? He didn't touch me. It's a civil matter, you know. You're renting a place. Somebody steals your rent, kicks you out. It's not a cop matter. And I mean, he could tell the cops anything. I don't know if the dude's cop is a dad, or our dad is a cop, or, you know, I don't fucking know. I don't know these people. I don't understand these kind of people. I just hate someone for no reason. Anyway, so we became officially homeless. Yay. Took every fucking penny we had and refused to give it back. And oh yes, there's lots I can do, and don't think I'm just gonna sit here and take it, because I'm not. But I'm gonna go to fair housing, and I'm gonna find a lawyer. I'm going to the disability network. I'm gonna do all the things I can do. But the first thing I need to do is get the fuck out of there before they killed us or something.